On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, does it game? And we also have a few technical difficulties later, but we make it work. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I am your host, Nick Picard, and I am joined by the man who is the game, but never gets played, Will Kinsey.
Just lost the game.
Yep. Me too.
Dang it. I came up with this intro, and I meant it in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't play Will, you can't pull something over on him. That's how I meant it.
Whenever I read it, I was like, dang it, Lindsay, I lost the game.
I knew that was going to happen.
If you are joining us for the first time or for the 60th time, 60.
60?
We'd like to welcome you. We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games, like video games, board games, card games. Sometimes we'll have special guests on here where we learn about their story and their journey into gaming. And you ask yourself, why are you going to talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think we have something to say you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you would like to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We are also joined this morning by Lindsay, who, you already know. She was talking
Hi.
earlier. So
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, guys, be sure to check out our Discord because we want to hear from you. So feel free to drop any topic ideas or discussion questions that you'd love for us to talk about. This can be done by going on over to our Discord, going to the topic ideas and discussion questions text channel, and dropping your ideas there.
That's right. Now I believe Lindsay is ready with a trivia question for today's episode. What do you have?
I am ready. I am a little disappointed you didn't call me wonderful in today's intro. But
wonderful producer Lindsay!
Anyway, here we go. So, fitting the theme of our episode, which you'll find out in a little bit, I went to Kickstarter and I went to look at their stats. And so, let me set you up a little bit before I ask the question, okay? So, out of the most recent stats, and it says they update it like every day. So this was what I found today. Out of all their projects that they've launched, which is about 536,063 projects, that they've launched, $6.11 billion total for all of those. Okay? I want to focus on the games. I didn't know they launched things other than games, because that's all I ever looked there for. I never actually looked there, but anyway. I want to know, and I'm going to give you the number of those projects that have been games, and you're going to be trying to figure out how much money belongs to the games.
And how much was the overall total that you said?
So, for the 536,063 total projects launched, it's been $6.11 billion. Okay? The games... Billion.
Billion?
With the B for boy.
Yes.
Boy.
So, 63,120 of those projects, launched projects, have been games.
Okay.
So since this was launched projects, I assume those are the ones that, were fulfilled. You cannot use a calculator, sir. Okay. So I want to know how much money of that 6.11 billion belongs to the 63,120 game projects that have been launched. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So the 500 some odd thousand projects
It's total.
Those were all launched, right? That's
Yes.
500,000 launched, and so we have like 60,000
Mm-hmm.
games launched.
Yes.
That's a very small amount of that 500,000.
It is, but it's
I thought it was going to be
also
more.
the top category.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
I have a pretty
Okay.
good idea about this, but obviously we're messing around with $6 billion.
Yeah, so there's
paying
a
prices,
lot.
right? With $6 billion is hard.
Yeah.
That is a fan-diddly-tastic question you have for us today, Lindsay. If you guys at home want to think about that question, we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our embarrassingly terrible answers, and then we will hear the correct answer.
All right, so today's episode, the main thing is it's called Does It Game, and we're just gonna go ahead and say that anything that we discuss on here for today's episode, and I know we've had another episode similar to this, is our rights.
It's property of Out of the Box Gaming.
Yeah, property of Out of the Box Gaming.
Those IPs, man.
Yeah. So if we see anything that we discuss here today out in the real world later that was not made by us, we'll come after you in some way.
Yeah.
If we just mention stuff today that's already been made,
then sorry.
Props to you, to whoever already made it. And we're sorry that we didn't, do research on that.
So basically, we're going to be given a random topic that just came out of my brain, and we have to work together to create a game concept. It could be a board game, a card game, a video game, whatever. So that's, sort of how I linked it to our Kickstarter question, because that's Kickstarter. You can put whatever games you want to make. Which, by the way, I've seen an advertisement on my Facebook feed for a Kickstarter game that looks really cool. I just haven't looked into it. But it's got a cute little statue, like 3D printed, almost like a pop figurine.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really cool. Anyway.
And I just thought of this. We still need to discuss about, the one episode we had long ago, the potential creations, my game Dibs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that one.
Work through those kinks, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's start it off with the first topic I just randomly wrote down. Blanket. What are we thinking? What type of game?
So, I was thinking a video game with this, okay? And the blanket is, the main, object, weapon, whatever you want to, call it or whatever. And it's one that can do different things. So, throughout the game, you could go to this, one area, I guess, upgrade the blanket and it can do this, or kind of when It Takes Two, the different areas, the things you get do different things. So I was thinking that either that, or if it was an open world type indie game or something, but the blanket
It upgrades along the way.
You can, for one, to move around, you can turn the blanket into a magic carp type thing.
Yeah.
And have it float, and you can fly around. Another thing...
Can you glide with it?
Yeah.
Like a parachute?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the starting version of it.
Yeah.
Use it as a parachute, and then you upgrade it to the magic carpet.
Yeah, and then I was thinking that, for stealthy things, you can wrap it around you, and you either are camouflaged, or you could just be invisible.
The invisibility cloak. Yeah. Okay.
Start out turning into a rock or something, because you just look like a blob. And then upgrade it to get straight up invisibility cloak that you can move around with or something.
Why am I getting major Peanuts vibes with Linus and his blanket?
Oh,
yo, that would be amazing.
Right?
As for weapon, I don't really know. The only thing I can think of right now
like a towel craft,
a
whip.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking was with the towel, just whip it. But and then,
or it could be a wholesome game where you never need weapons or never need to hurt someone.
Which I kind of like that.
Or you can Mario people,
because we have a lot of those games where it's just all about violence. So let's maybe something different where it's exploring or I don't know. But yeah, that was my thoughts on it. Use the blanket as different things.
Yeah.
So
A really wholesome look into like the whole security blanket for toddlers. Like it could be like a whole like this is my way of getting around. This is my defense. This is what keeps me safe. And the whole story there. That's
yeah,
great.
So are we thinking like an adult? Like,
This would probably be like a kid character.
I'm
I think.
thinking a kid
Or an adult
and
that came back and found their blankie from when they were a kid, and it's just
Mhm.
a really dark and edgy version of this game.
and I was thinking
Oh,
like
what if it
their
was like,
imagination
yeah,
of
I
with the
was just about to
blanket,
say,
like they go on an
Yeah.
adventure.
yeah,
That's what
I
I was
like
thinking.
that. I like that. Now, as an adult who I'm going to admit to the internet still has their childhood blanket, I think there's a possibility with that there too. But no, I like the kid and the like their imagination. I like it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
However, that dark, twisted, grim fairy tales version that we're thinking with the adult coming back finding their childhood blankie, that's cool too. But I like
I
the
mean,
wholesome version better.
see, that is just making me think of the it was that like Winnie the Pooh movie, like Christopher Robin when he was an adult, and you
I
know
never
all
saw
them
that one.
all
I
them
should
came
watch
back
that.
and all that
Good.
stuff. So I mean that was the like whenever you said as an adult, that was the vibe that I was getting.
I
was
mean, you could
that.
have like the start of the game be like the adult coming and finding it. Like maybe they had to clean out their parents' house. Now this is gonna get real dark.
That'd be wholesome.
And they
some
found
memories.
it, and then you're like transported back in time, and it's like the memories that they're having of their adventures with their blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
I dig this. I
And then
dig
like
this.
at the end, the adult will like, it'll come back to the present, and they'll like,
And he turns and gives it to his child.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They give it to their child and tell them about, or they like at the beginning they're giving it to their child, but they're telling their child about all the things that they did with the blanket, and that's when you go back in time and get to play. I like that.
What's the title of this game?
Oh gosh, I'm not good with titles. Um,
Keepsake.
what was that?
Blanket's Journey.
I mean, do people normally give their blankets names other than Blanky?
That's my blanket's name, so I don't
Yo,
know.
my blanket's name was Ralph. I don't know.
Okay.
Are they all he's though? Because mine was a he. Blanky was a he. Ralph sounds like a he.
No, Ralph was a girl.
Anyway, I don't know. We can workshop that title. But
Yeah, undefined blanket title.
Titled Blanket Game.
Yeah.
Unnamed Blanket Game.
Unnamed blanket game. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, and yeah, I think it would be good.
I like
nice
that.
indie game.
yeah,
I dig
and I'm imagining sort of the animations like in It Takes Two, like I like it. I like it.
Yeah, we should get with someone,
That's
a
a winner.
small indie company, and be like, hey, yo, we're going to pitch an idea.
If you have resources, contact us.
If you don't.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
And once again, don't take our idea.
Our email is out there, places that you can find it.
Lindsay doesn't know off the top of her head, neither do I.
I mean, I can.
You have an email?
Yeah, we have.
we have
Yeah,
an email.
I mean, how do you think we've set up some of the stuff that
It's
we have?
ootbgaming2020@gmail.com. That's our email. Email us.
Pretty good. That's a good one.
Yeah, email us. If you want to develop this game, we'll talk. We'll talk numbers. Is that a thing people say? I don't know. We'll talk.
But yeah. Well, we ready for our next topic?
Sure.
World peace.
World peace.
I know, Will. I think you mentioned you had something for this.
I had a wholesome kind of idea for a board game for this.
Okay.
It's not exactly original. It's basically Pandemic, where you're like secretly trying to spread, your sickness all over the world. But this would be you're a group of just wholesome people who are trying to just spread goodness and kindness and peace without getting caught. Now, I don't know what would happen if you get caught because you're just being a good person. But yeah, I had no other ideas than that. We need to workshop it a little bit, but that's the general idea.
So you're thinking board game?
Board game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
spreading world peace.
Cooperative board game.
Not the American way of spreading world peace.
What if it was cooperative, but you had one person who is who you think, so like you like draw cards or whatever to begin with to assign roles, and you think everybody's working together, but there's really one person or two, I guess, depending on how many players it could go up to, who's actually not working with you. They're trying to stop you, but you don't know. And so
Add
they're
a little bit
doing
of that secret Hitler vibe to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
resistance, Avalon
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
So they're doing like things that you don't know about that are actually thwarting your plans in the process.
I like this. So add like a deck of cards so you can choose actions. Still got the board, the world, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And maybe
Doesn't
like
have to be our world, but it could be a world.
maybe like cards, you've got a stack of a deck of cards that like represents, there's like one for each country, and on it has like what that country can provide, like the resources that they have, if it's like whatever it is that they, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like it's their contribution. So it's like, well, we can use this stuff from this country that they're offering to help. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, I guess the end goal or the end of the game could be like a great achievement. Like managing to like, I don't know, build a big old rocket ship and get to another like planet or something. But something that would kind of require world peace and all of the countries working together.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
And then have like a name for that like the people who are playing the game, or like make up that, like NATO, like they make up that organization that's trying to and each person could have a different role in that organization that goes like
Oh yeah.
back to like
So you
the
could have
signing
like
cards.
yes, different people working on different things like
Yeah.
technology and agriculture, and like everyone has to work together to get things working properly.
This
That
could
would be a lot. It'd be like, worker placement plus like a little bit of politics
Mhm.
plus, that whole like world scale pandemic.
It could be
like,
good for
game
like
where you're like,
a big group.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be-
I
Right.
like it.
Nick, you got any ideas on this?
No.
No?
He secretly doesn't want world
No
peace.
peace, only
No
war.
peace. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and
You
there
know-
could be like cards that you draw, and it's like this incident happens. So how are we going to fix it or stop it?
Riots happen or
Yeah, like there's rioting on the border at this place. What are we gonna do to resolve that issue? Or like this warlord has taken over this area. How are we gonna help them out? Or not help out the warlord. help out the people.
Send in the Americans.
Yeah.
I like it.
then
I like it.
I was just thinking like expansions. You can have like, awful, people in the world like, Hitler or something, and like their tactics coming in is like, what are you gonna do to like stop him or whatever. So
Or you could even have like cataclysmic events expansions,
mhm.
like
Yeah.
alien invasion. How
Yeah.
would the world respond to alien invasions?
Yeah. a lot of
zombie outbreak. How would the world react to a
a
zombie outbreak?
lot of expansions there. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the expansions probably wouldn't have to be much more than a deck of cards.
yeah,
Right.
And, maybe a few figurines depending on how it, it works out. But
yeah,
Yeah, add a roll or two, and then have
Mhm.
like an encounters deck. Like
Yeah.
that's what you usually have instead of like having to deal with like different things. You have like an encounter deck. That's
Mhm.
like, okay, so what happens? There's a riot out in this country, or there's a flood over here, something like that.
like
But then you
every
like swap out the deck, and it's like the Martians are attacking
Yeah.
Wakanda. Or something.
So like every 3 turns or something, you have to draw from the encounters deck, and
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. Okay.
all right. What would be the name?
The chat suggested chaos to order. I don't know. I saw Buttspot.
Chaos to order. I like
Chaos
that.
to Obot. Obot was Buttspot.
I mean, you could be like pandemic and just keep it simple. World peace.
Oh, world peace.
Peace.
Uh,
I like this though.
yeah. So
The
any
rule book would definitely be long, but I feel like this could be a
Yeah.
really fun game.
But we would be one of those people who makes a video and you can just scan a QR code and pull up the video and we'll teach you how to play
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just picked up one of those games. It's an X-Men game, and the rule book is so freaking long, but it's got a video.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the board games that we have or something, if we haven't played it, there's a guy like on YouTube. It's let me see if I can find him.
Awkward pause.
Yeah, Awkward Pause. Oh man, I could have watched that one. That has Felicia. I believe that's Felicia Day. But no, it's this guy that it's his channel is Watch It Played. And he does a really good job of like going over the like different board games. And about any board game that I have, if I'm like, I don't want to read the rules on this, I look it up and he has a video on it. So
That's pretty great.
yeah,
That's very
so
helpful.
I mean, if we came up with with like a new game or something, it's like, hey, either he'll go ahead and
Send
review
the
it, or
game to
just
him.
reach out to him, and be like, hey, we're going to send you this game. We want you to go how it's played and all that
Yeah.
jazz. So
I linked it in our chat. His channel.
yeah,
I mean, that would be great to just have people sending you free games for you to review on your YouTube channel.
Right?
That'd be the life.
mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy, he's got 244,000 subscribers, so he's up there. I don't know how YouTube works, so. Anyway,
All right, so that is Chaos to Order World
Yes.
Peace Edition, with the expansions Alien Invasion, Zombie Outbreak, and more to come.
coming to a
I mean, we've
Kickstarter
got
near
it.
you.
Coming to a Kickstarter near you.
Yeah,
I like it.
we can figure out how to make all the stuff.
Yeah. Next up, socks.
While y'all were talking about the world peace at the beginning part, I was just sitting there looking at socks, and the only thing I can think of is like a card game of some way.
Yeah.
That just has
You have to find the matching pairs.
matching pair, yeah, which is
Got
kind of
any
like
tube sacks.
it's kind of like Go Fish, basically.
No, but you'd have to be more like, do you have any white tube socks with a red stripe at the top?
Yeah,
Like, you
Got
gotta
any
get
fat eyes?
yeah.
I need an ankle sock. Does anyone have
I need
a
an
white
ankle
ankle sock?
I mean that one. I mean, yeah, it could just be an easy like card game like that.
Yeah. Trying to think. I like the
But
card
yeah, there is
game.
always the whole trying to find the pair, like trying to find
Yeah.
the match to the sock. Like that's just a real world thing. So turning
Yeah.
it into an easy peasy card game
Yeah,
just makes sense.
yeah.
And then
I was
like
gonna try to come up with something more existential, but nah, like that's it. There you go. Match the
I
cards.
mean, I'm just trying to think of a different way that you could like approach the game. Like maybe shoes are involved, where everyone has like a pair of shoes that no one else knows what they have, and they're trying to find like the perfect pair of socks to
The
match
perfect
it.
socks for the
But I'm just trying to
shoes.
figure out if there's a way where the other players are trying to prevent you from getting that.
Well, what if there's
pair
like
with the,
a
no, I would assume there's like a point system.
yeah? What if
of
there's
some
a
sort.
card like that you could play on someone else that's like,
Like
oh no, oh no,
the-
your sock was stuck to a shirt, because you know, like you pull your stuff out of the dryer and sometimes
guess.
like socks are stuck in
Yeah.
like another piece of clothing, and I don't know.
or it's like, you know, oh no, your sock has a hole in it. So,
I like it.
I had an idea about your matching stuff, like matching to the shoes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how in some games you get that little bag of like stuff, and that's like your secret bag, and
Mhm.
only you can see what's inside it.
Yeah.
So what if you get cards that are your outfit, and then every different color shirt or different color pants corresponds to a different attribute of socks, and you end up having to make that pair of socks based on your outfit. So like a red shirt means you have to have ankle socks. Blue
Yeah.
jeans means you have to have black socks. Black shoes means they have to have a gold toe. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you have to build your socks off of your outfit.
Yeah, and then to mess people up, you can play like there's something that'll let you switch out somebody's piece of clothing.
Mhm.
And so whatever they've been working for might not
He's so mean.
right though? But like I don't know.
Oh, but there's something
I
there.
like it though.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think we went from very simple to a little, make it a little bit better overall.
Yeah, we were adding more to it, but
Yeah.
that simple
I mean-
idea of just go fish with socks trying to match up the pairs is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be easy to make. Don't
That
know.
that could be like the kids game version.
Yeah. But like that type of game just makes me think of like, hey, you go to, Walmart and you see like all the card games there. It's just in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I like it.
Man,
I'm a fan.
we're only 3 in and we've already come up with some great ideas.
Yeah, we have.
I wish I had the means and the resources to actually make these games. Are we good on socks?
Yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah, I think we're good. Socks.
I think that's just what we name it, right? Socks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
socks.
Maybe with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Socks.
Yeah, like we're, really, telling the people.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you can come up with like a cool, logo, with their like,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Yeah, I like it.
cool.
Moving on along to hairbrush.
All right. I was also thinking of this one during the World Peace, and I just quickly came up with it's one of those kid games, like the crappy kid games. No offense, but it's like
you plunge the toilet and get the poop
yes,
to shoot out.
it's just like a crappy kids game or whatever, and I guess like maybe you have like a mannequin head of some sort that has hair that's messed up, and then you have a hairbrush and you have to like comb out the hair or something.
I don't think the replay value would be very high. On that
well,
game.
no, you have to mess up the hair every time. But like you have like the little board or whatever, you like draw a card. It's like, oh hey, it's this color, and then like you move that, or it's like cards like, hey, you get to brush the hair like this many times, like 3 times or whatever, and you're trying to be the one player to fix the hair like all the way or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I
This
don't
is
like
how
it.
games for little girls were created back in like the 60s and
Yeah,
70s.
yeah.
Some dude like Nick being like, girls like hairbrushes, we'll make them brush their hair.
I don't know. The VeggieTales song always pops in my head when I think of a hairbrush.
So what are you thinking? Like a card game where there's only one hairbrush,
Hairbrush.
and
Oh, you have
everyone's
to find
trying
your
to
hairbrush.
find it.
It's like Clue. Where's the hairbrush?
But it's
Under
like
the couch in the living room.
I like
It was
that.
put there by Linda.
Okay, so we're going to like a
you've got a board, and it's sort of like Clue, where it shows the mansion
Yeah, throw
of the
my
different
idea
rooms.
out. Mine was those crappy kid games
Yeah.
that kids would buy.
I hate those. So it's sort of like a Clue board where you have the rooms of the house, but it's like a modern day house, and it's like the house of a, family with like 2 or 3 kids. It's never really all put together.
Mm-hmm.
No shame. I'm not shaming anybody. That's just typical. And it's like, where
There's a Lego trap
is the
somewhere
house?
if you go down that way.
Yeah.
It's like you sit out for a turn because you're like,
Yeah.
you're hurt.
Yeah.
Stepping on the Lego. Yeah.
Or like, so like something happened, like, oh no, the power went out. Like, you've got to find the fuse box or something, or like the
You step
drain
on a Lego
clogged.
while looking for a fuse box.
You're just dead at that point.
Yeah, you just curl up in a ball, go to sleep,
Yeah.
you're done for the day.
That reminds me, y'all know that classic picture where the person's like
Yes.
the
Scream?
Yes. So I saw a meme where it showed the bottom half of the picture that was photoshopped, because that's never been a thing, but it shows like their foot stepping on a Lego, and it's like, oh, it all makes sense now. I just thought that was funny.
Perfect.
I mean, we already have the title for the game. Oh, where's my hairbrush?
Yeah. Where's my hairbrush?
Oh, where?
So yeah, so is it just like Clue, like you're trying to figure out where it is, what room it is, and who put it there? Or like what's the objective?
Something like that. I don't know. Could be like
Does each player have a different hairbrush that they're looking for, so that their answer is different from everyone else?
but like the characters were like make up a family. Like you could have like a parent or 2 parents. I mean, you don't want to be stereotypical. And then like the kids. But
Or
there
it
could
just-
also be
Or it
like,
could just be a like slumber party, and it's just a bunch of girls that are looking for the hairbrush.
I wouldn't be against that one.
yeah.
I mean,
And then there's like, oh, you go to look under the couch cushions, you don't find the hairbrush, but hey, you found 50 cents.
found 50 Cent, man. He fit underneath the couch cushion.
Amanda, why is your friend stealing change from under our couches?
I don't know. There's more
Why
potential
is
there
your
than
other
I
friend
thought.
uprooting my houseplants?
There's more potential there than I expected.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
there. That
Yeah.
could be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't use a hairbrush, but I play
No.
that game. So
Yeah.
Oh, and then I mean, you could also change it and have a twist where there's one person whose job it is to just move the hairbrush. Like obviously they couldn't just do it freely. Like they'd have to meet like some sort of requirements
the
to
little
be able
brother.
to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So I
I mean, you
imagine-
can make it like a semi-cooperative game, like everyone's looking for the hairbrush. But if you find the hairbrush, then you'll have like, I guess, extra points or something. I don't know. But then there's one player that is just against everyone, the little brother or something. Just moving
Yeah,
it
so
around.
I like the idea of like a sleepover. Maybe it's like tween age girls having a sleepover, and then you've got like the younger brother who I imagine, I've never had a younger brother, but I imagine in that situation, like your sister's got all her friends over, you want to mess with them, right?
Mhm.
And so I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like it. Sounds good.
Way to go. Hairbrush achieved. Oh, where's my hairbrush?
We ready for our next one?
Yeah.
We're just
Man, these are getting wild. I
flowing
don't know.
with ideas.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Next one is Moon.
had an idea for this one.
Okay. Lay it on us.
Yeah, go ahead.
It could be a board game or a video game.
Okay.
But hear me out.
Mhm.
You play as mice. And you really want to become astronauts so you can get the big cheese wheel in the sky.
Okay. Okay.
So you have like a lot of like space themed cards, and you it's like a cooperative game where you build your rocket ship and you end up sending your little moustronauts up to the moon. And it does end up being cheese.
Okay.
The legends were true.
Now,
I
what
like
about
it.
in the video game version?
I mean, it'd be the same thing. It's just in a video game.
Oh.
Probably a lot more like adventure, like likely third person, like over the shoulder.
So-
Maybe squad based,
I
but
was gonna
like
say, could
moving
it
around,
be
cooperating,
cooperative?
getting gear, finding blueprints. It would be a lot more in depth for the video game of having to like actually construct your rocket.
Yeah. But then, is the end of the game them getting to the moon and they're eating it because it's the big wheel
Yeah.
cheese? Okay.
It's got to end wholesomely. They can't get to the moon
Yeah.
and then realize it's just dust. That'd be bad.
If it's a video game, I would want it to be cooperative. So a cooperative campaign.
Yeah.
Which, is a little, you don't see as many of those. But I feel like it could be up to like 4 to 6 people.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can have a
think
lot
that
of
would be
people
a
working
lot of
together.
fun.
It could be single player too, and
Yeah.
you manage like a squad of dudes. They all cooperate, do their own little jobs, go off, do whatever. You could have different game modes. Be really fun, like
could
third
have-
person over the top or squad based if it was single player.
You could have a battle royale version where you're trying to be the first.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right?
Like what are those games? Basically like competitive Civ where you're trying to be the first to like get to the moon basically. That'd be cool. Yeah, there's a lot to a video game version of that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know what? Who says you had to pick one? Maybe you could do video game and a board game version.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't find
Exactly.
many of
Launch the
those.
board game on Kickstarter, make a little money, and then invest that money into the video game version because it's already got a following. Man, we've got this, guys. We're gonna be millionaires off of hairbrushes and cheese
Yeah, and
And
holy socks.
and socks. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought about the socks. What if there's a card where it's like you draw it and it's like gym bag socks and they're like stinky or something, and it somehow slows you down or has a negative effect on
Yeah.
you somehow.
Or also one where
You have to lose.
it's
You
like
draw the card, you lose a turn
it's
because
like,
you drew the
oh,
stinky socks.
your sock didn't fully dry in the dryer. You gotta wait a turn to let it dry.
No one likes wet socks. I like that. Okay. Anyway.
Or if someone asks you for a sock that you have, you can attach like wet sock to it and give them both to them.
Yeah, so they can use
then
the
they have to
card, but
hold
they
wet
have to
sock.
wait. Yeah.
Man, we're really on the socks thing.
Yes. It
Hey
just
man, it's a
popped
good
back in
game.
my head. It is. Now our last topic that I have listed, and if we still have time, we could always come up with some others.
Yeah, we have random.
Oh, I
in
like
there.
that, a sock goblin card where you get to steal a card.
Nice.
Go back. Okay, yeah. Key
Key.
is our topic. Key.
See,
Whenever
whenever
explaining the entire point of the game Keyforge.
I know.
I haven't played Keyforge in a while.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Um
but Key. I mean,
Key,
whenever I hear Key, I'm just thinking of like Kingdom Hearts. The Keyblade. Key. I don't really know about board game. I mean, I could see like I could see like a little indie video game.
What if there's
There's definitely a
something?
way you could do like sorry, but in a you gotta collect keys before you can end up in your bubble.
What if there's something with the concept of like you're a janitor and you've got this giant key ring?
And you're trying to find the one key to rule them all. No. The one key to open them all.
Yo.
Lord of the Keys. The one key to open them all. Open all the doors.
But something like that. Like, I don't know exactly what your objective would be, but I feel like that could work board game or video game.
It's like if you're a janitor, it's like, oh no, you lost all your keys. You have to go and find them.
That could be like a thing. You know those tile, I get, are they tile placement games where you
Yeah.
like flip over a
Yeah.
tile, place it down, and
Yeah.
that creates further into the building?
Yeah, tile
You
placement.
could have stuff like that where you're creating the
Yeah.
school or the office building or whatever, and you have to like find your keys to
So you
eventually get
can,
out.
yeah, or like you have to have the key, like you flip over the tile for a room, but if you don't have the key to get in that room, you
You can't
can't go
clean
in yet or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it could be, I don't know why I keep thinking of games where it's like one person's a bad person, but there,
You like
or
to be
it could
that
just
person,
be
Lindsay.
like, or it could just be like there's a card, there's like a deck of cards you draw from, and one of them's like, oh no, because I'm thinking of like a high school situation. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Okay.
some seniors, you know, spray painted something, and you
Track
have
the
to go.
place.
Yeah, you have to go deal with something. It's I'm thinking of it like at nighttime.
Mm-hmm. After
Um,
everyone's gone and
yeah.
janitors, cleaning up and stuff. Yeah, but so he's just going around and he's trying to find his keys to
You-
open up the next portion of the game or whatever.
Yeah, but maybe there's like one specific room that is your goal to get into.
Maybe there's a monster trying to kill him and
Or-
it's chasing him around, so he has to keep moving.
Or maybe
I was thinking like you're
maybe
trying to find
his-
your lunchbox.
I was so maybe his goal is to get to the janitor closet to get his cleaning supplies. But someone stole like all his keys and put them everywhere, and whenever
Yeah.
he goes into a room, it like is trashed, and he has to like try to find the key throughout
So
that.
there's like
And that key is a key that will open a specific room that he
Yeah.
has to go there. So there's like puzzle solving. And,
yeah. And then it's like, oh no, you found two kids smoking weed. You got to take care of the situation before you can do anything else.
It's
Got it.
like
All right, so far this has been pretty one-sided. What if this is an asymmetrical game? I love asymmetrical board games and video games, but you have like one janitor, and then like whoever else is playing could be causing trouble for the janitor, and that's what's motivating you. You have to go and respond to these random things that the other players are doing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like what puzzle solving,
Like
fetch
smoking weed.
Mhm.
fetch quest type thing. You have to go and do this before you can do this to continue on. I'm like video game. I'm imagining this as like a point and click type game.
Yeah.
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 So
I think it could work both ways. I like the idea of a board game with like the tile,
mhm.
Placement. And like even though you place that tile, you might not have the equipment to go into that room yet. But there are some open areas like hallways and staircases that aren't locked up, and you can go and maybe you have to search a locker for something, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then you'll have to have like probably a master key that you'll want to end up finding, or maybe he'll have a master key that only works on like certain tiles,
Yeah.
but you can always be guaranteed to be able to get into those tiles to get like
Mhm.
certain equipment,
Yeah.
because janitors usually have the master key.
Yeah. One key to open them all.
I have a
Exactly.
master key.
Hmm?
I have a master key for my school.
Oh, weird flex.
This is the
Weird
only one that
flex, but
opens my
okay.
door.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, yeah, it's a whole situation. For the longest time, like my door jamb was loose, and so we would be having these lockdown drills. And this is my 4th year in the school, and for the first 2.5 years, even with my door locked and closed, you could still yank it hard enough and it'd still open.
Oh,
They finally fixed it. Anyway,
Cool.
chair is not comfortable. But I like that. We had some great ideas.
Yeah. If anyone in
Yeah,
the
it's
chat,
pretty good.
if they just want to throw out a random, object, we can come up
Yeah.
with something.
I think we have
But-
time for probably 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
Not that object. That's inappropriate.
Yeah. But so far, I think we've hit, some really good ones, especially like, Blanket as like
Mhm.
the indie like video game.
I mean,
We're-
going blanky mode is pretty great.
Yeah. World Peace with the board game, and we have many expansions for that.
There's really not one of these that
Several
I'm not
expansions.
excited
Yeah,
about.
Socks. I mean, that one was just like
That's an instant classic.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that one was a surprise. Like that we actually came up with something really good with that one. Hairbrush. We're not going to talk about what I said to begin with.
No,
Yeah,
we're just
no.
erasing that from our memory. it got us somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
Chat says cats. I actually thought about putting cats as a topic, but I didn't know if there were too many cat-related things.
I mean, heck, we're even getting
games and video games.
We're getting a cat video game soon.
Oh yeah, where you legit play as
a
that
cat.
little cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
that's exciting.
I'm excited about that.
Alright, so are you playing as the cat in this game, or are you having to like manage a cat and it's just annoying the crap out of you? I feel like those are the two directions that we can go here.
Why does the cat have to be annoying the crap out of you?
I mean,
That's what cats
like-
do, Nick.
Ray doesn't.
what other goals do you have like with a cat?
What if it was
You
like,
can
okay,
you can either pet the cat or you can get the cat to stop annoying you. That's usually the only two options with a cat.
now it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but the Aristocats
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah, it's been a
Wasn't
while
there
since I've
like
seen
a gang of cats in that movie?
it. I don't remember. It's been so long.
But what if you were like a street cat, okay, and you're like, I don't know.
Okay, so now I'm just thinking of like we have some type of board game or something, or card game, whatever. I mean, it also could be video game, but each person is their own type of cat because there's different types of cat, and not necessarily like the breed of cat, but like Lindsay said, a street cat or
A house
a
cat.
house cat, a wild cat, I don't know, like something with that.
Yeah.
And you have different, I guess, stats for that cat.
Like a house cat would definitely be a little bit weaker
Yes.
than some others. Okay.
I'm just trying to think of.
But what if we turned this, instead of a board game, what if this became a role-playing game?
Yes, I could see that.
A role-playing game or a trading card game.
See, well, okay, real quick, video
Like a
game.
competitive trading card game like Magic the Gathering.
In video game, my thought went to Castle Crashers as like how that is, the like beat 'em up thing, but your each person is their own cat, but you go through and you're fighting things or whatever, and then you come up on the boss and all that. That was my idea of thinking of a video game, but I like the whole role playing.
When you said stats, it made me think of role-playing.
Pull up Steam real quick because I have a game that I actually think could work for this, and I totally forgot the name of it. But basically, So, cats were domesticated to be tiny predators in our homes to keep pests away. So what if you had it like a dungeon defender type game where you chose your cat that had like its own like special
Mhm.
like traps and attacks and things like that, and you defended the home from like cockroaches and all kinds of like little pests, and then like every couple of rounds you'd get like a boss wave that would have like a mouse or a rat, and then
Oh,
like the final boss of the game could be like a possum.
I like it.
But
So it's
defending the home, Dungeon Defenders is the game I was thinking of. Dungeon Defenders. You pick a role and then you defend this like central sphere gem crystal thing from all of
Uh-huh.
these different mobs by setting up traps and using attacks. It's pretty fun. But you could be like a cat and you can have like little like cat swipes and like fun little like
like,
explodey like fish toy bombs and stuff like that.
yeah, you have equipment like your toys. I guess armor would be like collars,
Mm-hmm.
or and then like I guess in some games, if you have like an amulet or something, it could be like a different bell on the collar for
Yeah.
a cat. Um,
I like that. I think that's my
Yeah.
favorite out of all.
so yeah, it's really cool.
I like that one. Yeah.
Feline Frenzy.
Yeah, got the name.
Oh yeah. I hope that was sufficient
Yeah.
chat.
Um,
I'd play it.
yeah, I'd definitely play it. But also, I do like the idea of doing a role playing game as cats. I do like
Yeah,
that.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
I mean we could make it
Do
our
I need to
own.
develop this?
I mean we can make it our own. We can like just come up with like a story or something and base it off of like one of the other role playing things. It's like
Yeah.
you create your character, but you're a cat and you have these stats. So
Can I somehow like convert D&D 5e to like work for my cat?
probably. I mean there's
My
there's some
cat
other.
role-playing.
I mean there's other role playing systems that may work better, but yeah.
And I'm not thinking like, because Tabaxi's a type of cat, like creature. Like I'm thinking like cat.
Yeah.
I like it.
Heck yeah.
Work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on a role play thing
Get that
just
out
for
there.
us.
No, I mean, once we get it, we could put
Oh,
it on
yeah.
our Patreon. And
Oh, but yeah, I mean, like
yeah.
for us right now, and then
Yeah.
when we see how it goes, and then develop it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Perfect.
I like it.
well, I guess
That was fun.
yeah, that was really fun. We should do
That's a
another.
good one.
We should do another one of these.
Good job, Lindsay, for coming up with this
Yeah,
idea.
good job.
Good job, Lindsay.
Good job.
I don't know who this Lindsay person is, but she seems great.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, but we're going to move on to our nostalgic game of the week. That's where we spin a wheel that has a list of games that gives us that nostalgia feel, and we'll talk about the game whatever it lands on. And if you have any suggestions, please go to the Discord and put some suggestions in because I need to add more to the wheel. And yeah, so
man, you are getting low on here.
yeah, I really do need to add more.
Oh, fitting. Clue. We were talking about
Hey.
Clue earlier. Perfect.
You have any fond memories of playing Clue? If anyone doesn't know, Clue is one of those classic board games that you would basically find anywhere. And they have different versions of the game now, I believe.
I'm sorry, what person doesn't know Clue? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's still a...
Like I said, it's one of those classic games that you could find like about anywhere.
Yeah, it's
so-
still out there. It's, I don't know if it's changed any since...
I don't know, but yeah, that's some good memories. I'm still trying to figure out, like, I haven't played it in years, and then if I just think about it, I'm like, wait, if someone goes and they give a guess for who they think it, did it with the weapon in what room, who looks at the envelope?
I don't remember.
I can never remember who actually looks at the envelope.
It's so long since I played it.
Because, like, do you look at the envelope whenever you guess, and if you got it wrong, you're just out and you can't play anymore?
Who made Clue?
Or do you have to find, like, someone, you know, that's not part of the game?
Who
Played
publishes
Clue all of one time in my life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how you play it. I think I saw that like movie a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then very recently, Daniel Craig was in a movie. I think it was Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
That's a good
Knives
one.
Out 2, and I think Knives Out 3 is coming out. It's basically Clue.
Is there already?
It's
a
really
two?
good.
No, 2's not out yet.
2 should be coming out soon.
Yeah.
And then 3's planned to come out soon as well.
Ooh, I'm excited. Hasbro makes Clue. Okay, Hasbro. I have an idea for you. You know how Monopoly, there's all the different editions?
Yeah.
I don't know if there has been any editions for Clue. But what if we're thinking modern times reality TV situation? Where it's like a Big Brother house or something where there's all these random people there that you don't, like, they don't really know each other, but someone killed somebody else, and it's like, which Big Brother contestant did it? Was it in the pool room? Was it in the gym? And
so there was a YouTuber edition that the YouTube channel Smosh either made or found, and they played, where it's a YouTuber house. And you're trying to figure out who made the terrible YouTube apology video. And it's basically who made it, what kind of apology video it is, and where in the house they made it.
Oh, so they already have
And it was
a bunch of
so
editions.
well done.
They've got Big Bang Theory. They've got Zelda.
Okay,
Scooby-Doo.
yeah, Scooby-Doo. That one's kind of...
There's a Dungeons and
there you go.
Dragons one. There's an Office one. Okay, there's a Harry Potter, so maybe they've already done what I suggested. There's a Walking Dead version. Simpsons.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
What's this? Cluedo? What's Cluedo?
I think that was like the original version of Clue.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah. Classic game. I know I've played it a few times, but
I think
haven't played it
we
in
had
years.
a version of Clue. I think it's still at my parents' house.
Haven't played in probably over a decade.
I know, it's been so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I never had anything against the game. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a mystery type. That's what I love, so.
Oh yeah. You and your Nancy Drew stuff.
I actually,
Well,
speaking of Nancy Drew, I started to read a Nancy Drew book out loud to my kids as like our chapter book read aloud. I'm just really, I think I'm more excited about it than they are. I was like, guys, I grew up reading these books. They didn't seem to care. They will.
they will.
Mm-hmm.
They will.
All right, well, we can, I guess, quickly go through what we've been playing.
It's been forever.
Has
since we've done
not,
this.
it's not been much lately for me.
Mm. What have you been playing, Nick?
Let's see. I know I played some Star Wars: The Old Republic. Not this week. I know I played some the other week. I've been going between two different characters, like a Sith Juggernaut and a Sith Sorcerer. The Sorcerer, I've been going down the lightning route.
Yeah.
And I found
Sorcerer's really good.
I really enjoy the Sorcerer a lot, even though like I'm basically like far away and I'm just kind of doing things, like I'm not really moving or whatnot. But I found a nice combo, go up like there's a group of enemies and do like this chain lightning that if they're close enough, it will bounce off to the other ones. I'll do that, and then I'll do like the big AoE lightning thing. And normally by the time like that goes through, I have two abilities, one of them being the chain lightning, and then another one, I don't remember the name, where I can like instantly cast it instead of it being like, charge up and then cast it. It's just an instant cast. So I will
Right.
typically do the chain lightning again, and sometimes they'll just die after that. If not, if like there could be a stronger foe that's like maybe coming at me or they're just shooting from afar, then I'll use the other ability that's like an instant cast, and then I'll just kind of do some other ones. But yeah, I mean I've been enjoying it. I do want to play more. Like I said, I haven't played in like a week. And
Yeah,
then
Sorcerer has some of the highest damage output, I think.
yeah,
It's just one of the better classes. I think it was like Sorcerer and was it Assassin or something? I don't know. But
yeah,
yeah, Sorcerer's really fun.
yeah. I want to play more of it. And then I know I've done some Fortnite because of the new season. I'm trying to think what other video game. I played some Pokemon Unite this morning because I haven't played in a while. And that might be all the like video games I played. But I have played some board games because last week we actually had friends over and we played board games.
Mm-hmm.
We played Disney Villainous. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
And
We were thinking about getting that.
well, after we
Highly
played it, Lindsay, there was one of the expansions.
Well, okay, so first of all, our friends have had this game for probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
and
they've
we
had it
just
for a while.
never got around to playing it. Do it.
Yeah, play it. It's a lot of fun. Because I told him, I was like, hey, when you come, make sure you bring this so we can actually play it.
It's not as confusing as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be super confusing and hard to learn, but it really wasn't. Once we got it set it up and once we got going, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
So do it.
But after we played that, one of the expansions, it had Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. And I was like, oh, I kind of want that. Because any expansions you get, you can play them as like a standalone game, which is very nice. So, and then that expansion also has Scar and then what's the
Radigan.
Radigan. And I went online on Amazon and the expansions are normally like $25. It was on sale for about like $10 off. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and get it because it had Yzma and that was the one that we really wanted. And it came in the next day. So, and then we got to play that.
So yeah, Nick and I played that. I was Yzma, he was Scar.
I was Scar. And I ended up winning, but I was just really surprised of how close the game was because at one point I looked at her, I was like, are you about to win? And she said on my yes. Like basically it was her next turn. Because if she didn't win there and then it came back to me, I would have won. So then I had to come up with something to stop her from winning. And luckily, I was able to.
Luckily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was luck, like, because I could have picked the other, because there's, like, these fate decks, or a fate deck. Hers is spread out into, like, 4, like, different piles. And I had 3 piles to pick from, and I picked one that had the card that just, made it where, it screwed her up. So.
But so you're playing as the Disney villains, right? And so you have allies who are also villains, and then there are heroes that are like the actual heroes of, whatever story. But I love this about the Yzma one. You have Kronk as an ally, but if enough stuff happens, Kronk can become a hero. And I just loved that they had that aspect. Because, in the movie, he's always like, he's got the little angels, he's deciding. And so he can actually become a hero and turn against Yzma. And I just loved that they made that a thing.
The only thing that I wish for the theme for Yzma, and we talked about before we got it, was that the theme around her was her potions.
Yeah, I thought that would have been fun. That's not how they did it.
Yeah, they did it like, just different areas or so. Yeah, it was where we thought it should have been potions, but yeah. And then we also got they have instead of the Disney Villainous, they have the Marvel Villainous, and we ended up buying that base game with the expansion. So it has
it's got Loki.
It's got the expansion has Loki, but the base game has like Thanos, Warmonger,
Killmonger.
Yeah, Killmonger. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanos, Hela, Killmonger, Taskmaster, and Ultron. That's who it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the expansion has Loki.
I don't remember who else it
Who's
has.
the other two in the expansion? No, I was right about that, Nick.
Yeah, Killmonger, Taskmaster, Ultron. Yeah.
All I cared about was Loki. I don't remember who the other two are.
Yeah. So yeah, we have that. And then we also been playing Dice Thrones. Which has been a lot of fun. So, and we have the full set of Dice Thrones of season 2. We'll get season 1. We'll get the full set of season 1.
MODOK?
Yeah, MODOK, and I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember who she was.
But we'll get the first. We'll get the box of like season 1 sometime soon, and then there's a Dice Throne Adventures, which is like a cooperative thing, and we plan on getting that because we really enjoy Dice Thrones. So,
but I've been enjoying, instead of every night playing a video game, I've been enjoying sitting down and playing a board game.
Yeah.
Even if it's just with him.
I mean, sometime we're going to get those board game shelves so all the board games are out of the closet so we can actually, be like, oh, we want to play this one tonight or something, instead of like, because I can't access all the board games unless I take all the other games that are on top of it out. But yeah, that's what we've been playing.
Yeah. I mean, this week, throughout the week, I've only really sat down and played Fortnite.
Yeah.
Just wanted to play some of the new season.
But yeah, I was going to ask, how was that one board game that you and your roommate got? If you played it. It was one, I think
we have gotten several board games over the last 2 weeks, so you'll have to be a little bit more specific.
It was the... Okay, well, just list out the board games you've gotten.
Okay, so very recently we got very heavily into board games. So we got that X-Men game. I forget what it's called, but it's like you go on missions, you choose your character. There's like 16 characters in the base game, and you just go on different missions. You choose what you do. You get 4 actions a turn. Do all kinds of cool things. It's purely cooperative. We haven't played it yet. There's Unmatched, which is a series of different games. Well, it's one game technically, but every box or expansion is standalone and can be played with each other. So we got the Battle of Legends pack and the Robin Hood versus Bigfoot pack. The Battle of Legends pack is basically the starter kit. It's got King Arthur, Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, sorry about that. Our recording had technical difficulties, and so we're just going to move on to our news segments.
Welcome to the Bucks Gaming News with Lindsay.
Hey guys, Bugsnax developer Young Horses tested a 4-day work week model back in July, and it says it will permanently shift to this format for the 8-person studio. Good for them. I like it. After a short beta test period, PlayStation is giving all PS5 users the ability to upgrade their SSDs in the new firmware update that happened earlier this week. They also changed something that I didn't like, but anyway. The Call of Duty coming in 2022 from Infinity Ward is reportedly codenamed Project Cortez and is expected to be a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, focusing on a covert war against Colombian cartels. Battlefield 2042 developer DICE revealed its anticipated FPS has been delayed from October 22nd to November 19th, citing the COVID-19 pandemic and related complications as the reason they need extra time to deliver the vision of Battlefield 2042. Good for them. The latest firmware update for the Switch lets users pair Bluetooth devices for audio output, meaning the hardware has been technically capable of wireless headphone support for 4.5 years, but it's only now being enabled. And lastly, the developer 1047 Games says that its popular first-person portal-based shooter Splitgate will implement their take on the map editing Forge mode before Halo Infinite gets it. Back to you guys.
Cool. Yeah. the Bugsnax developer, all that, 4-day work week, all for it. About time PlayStation can, expand with memory.
SSDs, yeah.
Um,
I'm good for Battlefield
Battlefield 2042 for
Hey,
delaying.
release it until you feel like it's perfect.
Will's looking forward to that. He wants
Or
it to be
push
good.
it back. That's what I meant to say.
I don't mind waiting.
Yep.
I said the same thing about Cyberpunk, and they released it when it was garbage.
Yeah.
Yep. We will wait.
And then about time that Switch, added the Bluetooth devices thing. So I know a lot of people are excited for that. And Splitgate just being more and more like Halo.
But with portals.
But with portals.
And probably
That's
doing
all
it better.
That's all Splitgate is
It's
Halo
and
with
portals. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but they're probably doing it better than Infinite will, so.
I mean, all right, yeah, you got me there.
But yeah,
Right.
so that's the news, and we're just going to go on to the trivia question.
Yes, so my trivia question. I sort of set you guys up, letting you know about Kickstarter. As of the stats when I checked today, we've got 536,063 total launched projects, equaling $6.11 billion. So I told you, out of that 536,000, 63,120 of them were games, which was not the most. Film had the most launched projects, but games had the most in money. And so what was that money amount?
So
The money numbers.
my guess, I know we already went through this, but my guess was $2 billion. I originally thought $1 billion, but then whenever you said it was most in money, I changed it to $2 billion.
Will, what is your answer?
A very strong thought process, and said 2.6 billion.
Very nice. The answer is 1.72 billion. So Nick was closest on this one. So we will give the point to Nick. He is slowly, but probably not surely, catching up.
Yep. Just inching my way, but yeah, I won't catch up. But yeah, that was a great trivia question. And we're going to wrap up this episode, but we want you all to be able to check us out, elsewhere. Will, where can they do that?
Well, we have our handy dandy link tree, which is at OOTB_gaming. And in there, you can find all of our things, like our Discord, our Twitter, our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, pretty much anything and everything dealing with Out of the Box Gaming. So go check it out. Also, be sure to check out all the fan-diddly tastic perks that you can unlock at our Patreon. We want to give a huge shout out to Cody Watkins, our Collector's Edition Patreon. We love that guy. He's been supporting us since day one. He's just one heck of a dear friend. And we just want to thank him so much for his support.
And Patreon does give you extra entries to our quarterly giveaway. It worked out for, Cody for, last one. He did win that one. And the next one's coming up. It's at the end of this month. We'll have more information on that. Lindsay will make a post on Instagram, but the way to actually enter and all that stuff is going to be through the Discord, because that's just the easiest way that she has found to do it. So yeah, just be a lookout for that. And for me, you can find me at YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at Ace King King.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we post a new video. And as always, thank you so very much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay. Thanks for playing along.